your gaming community can become closer than some people in your real life.
Yeah, it's like an extended family.
If you're just sitting online with your headphones on and a microphone every single day, sure, you're talking about the game a lot. But once in a while, it's going to be like, how's work, man? I'm Psychologist Dr. Bryan Violet. Today I'll be meeting with the Utah Boys, longtime gaming friends of mine, 3 brothers from the great state of Utah. We'll be talking about the power of community in World of Warcraft and how those relationships formed can be as strong and deep as relationships outside of the world of gaming. This is the Catholic Center Show. We met in 2019.
That's correct.
In the digital space. I know. It feels so long ago. In a digital space, right? We met online. This is the first time that I've ever, we tested before this, but this is the first time I've ever seen what any of you look like.
Yep.
You are 3 brothers from the great state of Utah. It's bizarre for us to call each other by our actual first names.
Super weird.
Very weird.
Mm-hmm.
So Andrew is Django, Logan is Wolverine, so not that strange. We get it. And Dalton is F word. Yep. And I'm Boach. And I'm Boach. So throughout this, we're going to try and call each other by our first names, but we may slip up because of our long history playing together. And I haven't even seen you guys I haven't talked to you guys. I've stopped playing World of Warcraft like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. We miss
it. Well, why do you think people play?
Community. Escape from reality. Always the community. That's why I keep playing.
So we have escape from reality and the community. Which is it?
Both, for sure.
Yeah, I think they're actually a good combination of both.
Yeah.
But what keeps you, even if you're escaping and I don't have people to come back to play with the game, I'm not going to keep playing. I'm going to play some other game, or I just won't find time for it. But the reason I find time for it, a huge reason that I love to keep playing is because I get to play with my brothers and my sister. It's freaking awesome. My sister live 4 hours away, and we raid 2 to 3 nights a week, and it feels like we're hanging out 2 to 3 nights a week. It just keeps you coming back.
Yeah,
it's immersive, and it feels like you're not as far away as you actually are.
Yes. Yeah, and you guys are kind of blending the two, right? It's not just, you're not escaping from real life in that sense entirely, because your real life is in the game. Your family is in the game, and you're playing together.
Exactly. For sure.
That's cool. When did you guys all start playing together?
No, I think I was the first one to pick this back up. I think I picked it up in 2017. It was just kind of a weird thing. I kind of quit playing video games for the most part. I'd play, me and Dalton would play Destiny, and we'd mess around on that kind of stuff. But games just started getting a little boring to me, and for some reason I felt this pull with World of Warcraft again. So I logged on to retail, which is not the same as classic, and I started messing around. And retail just does not feel like World of Warcraft. It's missing every element that I liked about the game. So I started looking into private servers to go back to classic.
What's the difference? Explain the difference between classic and retail.
So basically retail WoW is everything up to this day. There was the original classic, and then they just kept expansion. That is up to current date. Classic is the first few expansions that they came out with that people ultimately just fell in love with and just have this huge nostalgic feel for it. And they want to go back and relive that nostalgia. So that's me. I wanted to go back and relive, from back in the day, my nostalgia, and just kind of hit it again, right? So I downloaded a private server and started leveling up, and that's actually when I started meeting Freetail. I met Andov, some of our long-term gaming buddies, and fast forward from 2017 to now, we're all still playing together. Most of us. We've just built this huge community of just amazing people and gamers, and it's just awesome that we get to play together each week.
Yeah, I think it's worth looking into how World of Warcraft helps people escape. I don't think the game does an incredible job of transporting you to another world, but I think also there's a way in which you can you could feel competent. You could feel successful and competent and connect with other people in a way sometimes that you can't in real life. Like
Right.
the world of online gaming, I think, arose because there weren't enough people to play with locally anymore, and
Yeah.
you need somebody to hang out and play video games with. When I was a kid, it was all console local gaming, and then the online world took off, and now you can find someone to play a video game with any time of day. I mean, literally any time of day. Like 3 a.m.,
Right.
you'll be playing with people from the other side of the world, playing World of Warcraft. And I've also always said I don't think, and so this is in the genre, the video game genre of MMORPG. So massive multiplayer online role playing game. So there's MMO, that's the first part. It means lots of people playing together. And then RPG, role playing game. And so that goes all the way back to tabletop role playing games. It's like you take on a character. I don't think these games are very good. Like, I don't think MMORPGs are very good games at all compared to what's out there in the world of video games. Like we've excelled far beyond even the most advanced MMO that's out there today. That's not what keeps people playing. It's the community.
Right. And the thing about
100%.
new games for me is the first thing that they focus on is graphics and not everything else. The first thing they want to do is just be like, we're the newest, coolest game. Look how cool the graphics are. Come play the game. And then you start playing the game and it's just like, there's not a lot here. Like, it looks really cool and the world is awesome, but like there's not a lot there. Like, the thing about World of Warcraft is there's so much lore. There's so much stuff behind everything that it just, you continue to get re-immersed in the game. It's insane.
Yeah.
And then obviously the community. Yeah. And then the community brings it together. Like, you can play solo up to a certain point, but if you want to do end game content or you want to do this, it kind of forces you in the direction to play with other people.
So at the height of its popularity, there was a real magic to the early iterations of the game. And then the game sort of fell off over the years because it became more focused on convenience, right?
Yeah.
Like making the game more convenient, easier, right? Because I think gamers got older, and let's be honest, the game is a time sink.
Yeah.
It demands a lot of your time.
So,
And as you get older, you have less time. You have other responsibilities. People, my age, I don't even have time to play, but for a number of years I could still play, but I didn't have the same amount of time to play. So they try and make it easier. You don't have to have the grind of the original game. But in doing that, they ruin the game. So that's why.
Yeah, I think it's because they made it less interactive with people too. Where it's like, we can't really hang out as much because you can go get that item by yourself now. You don't need a group of 5, or you don't have to go, hey, I'm looking for more people. You can just go grab a dungeon finder, boom, no talking, no interaction.
Right, right. And the effect is you don't have people just hanging out together and connecting.
Yep.
Right.
But, like I said, I haven't talked to you guys in 2 years. And
too long, Boge.
I know, but
Dr. Bryan. I'm sorry, dude.
I know, but what I want, but the cool thing to me is like, I could be like, hey guys, you want to come on my podcast? And we got so close during that time that we played that you're like, of course, I'll be there.
Yeah.
And in some ways it's like your gaming community can become closer than some people in your real life.
Yeah. It's like an extended family.
If you're just sitting online with your headphones on and a microphone every single day, sure, you're talking about the game a lot, but once in a while it's going to be like, how's work, man? How's your woman? Yeah. Like and you just over time, because we're social beings, eventually you just connect on a human level.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time together it was during COVID, which this game re-releasing Classic during COVID, it couldn't come at a better time for this game. For sure.
Yeah.
Like, it was unfortunate what was happening in the world, but us being able to play as much as we did and talk in Discord as much as we did was insane.
Toxicity, right? There's a balance, I think. We should say that there's a lot of different types of guilds and players out there. There's some people that come and literally just role play. They don't care about completing any tasks. They're all about entering into that world and pretending that they are their character. And they just have social events with other people who are on their avatars. That's one extreme. And then you have people who devote their lives
Yes.
to competing at the absolute highest level, taking hours and hours and hours of their own time to prep to do 0.1% more damage per second so that they are higher than someone else. So they're in the upper echelon of players.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think but those people tend to be, as you said, toxic because they're so competitive. They're not very likable. Right? Like there are guilds, there are whole cultures that are not very likable. And the most friendly and likable cultures are the other end of the spectrum, typically. I mean, not always, but typically. And if you find a blend between the two, it's so rare. Where it's people who can compete and be competitive and also have a good time and be social and have real relationships and community. Really hard to find that balance.
Which I felt that's what we had when you were playing with us, with the Frost Wolves and all that. That was a really good blend of the two, I thought.
Yeah.
What was your experience?
When we play together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think so. I think at the end of the day, if I have to choose between the two, it's people and relationships and having a good time.
Right.
And I think what's hurt me the most over the years is that because I've spent significant time with people and because I've poured my heart out and really demonstrated that I care about them beyond the pixels. And then there's this level of anonymity that could be there. Now it's more difficult to be anonymous. I mean, not more difficult. If you want to ghost people, you can, but like there's a community around like Discord, which is like the gamers version of Slack, if people are familiar with that in the work world. And so there's a community that's built around this, basically this chat software. And so I have felt hurt or burned by losing what I thought were real, authentic, close relationships over the years, which is why I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys showing up here, because it's not just about the game, you know, and even when you do play with people over and over and over again, sooner or later, someone's like, when are you coming through? Like, when do we get together in real life?
Exactly.
Like when can we chill? Like there's something that leans towards that, right?